Welcome, everyone.
Hey.
I jinxed myself, and I am very upset about that. But
Uh-oh.
I know I did. I jinxed myself of what I said before we went on air. But first off, I want to introduce my co-host, and then I'll tell everyone what I did. Marcia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great here in Northeast Florida. We're sweltering, but we're hanging in there.
Hey,
Ooh,
that's
sweltering.
good.
How hot are you?
Oh, about 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh,
But
wait
I'm
one second.
inside, so I'm cool.
There you go. Liz, how are you doing up in California?
I'm agreeing with Marcia. We're sweltering, but it's 102 here, but it's more of a drier heat.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I hate to be that guy.
Yeah. You're.
Is that
Well,
right?
Vegas.
you are in Vegas, aren't you? Yes.
Oh, that's
cool.
right.
Vegas, this time of the year. That's cool.
Yeah. So that's not
I
bad.
wouldn't- Yeah.
But, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce, but first, one of our Facebook links is not working, and it is Talented Universe. See, I jinxed myself.
Oh, Michael.
I know, but you know
What are
what?
you gonna do with
The
you?
link might
It's
not.
okay. No, it's not broadcasting to it. So I know that's what I said. But the YouTube is working fine, but Facebook has been crazy. But introduce my guest who was on with us almost 4 years ago, right after he was on AGT, Nathan Tsuji. Nathan, how are you handling the sweltering in Vegas right now?
Oh, I mean, thankfully, we have air conditioning in the house, so it works. But I got to admit, the most terrifying part of living in Vegas, I have leather seats. My car's from California. It was my grandpa's car. It was a hand-me-down. And when you forget, as you do as a Californian, you open the door, you get in the car because you're trying to escape the heat. You get in, and then you scream because I wear shorts, and the leather just singes you. There are some people out here who have posted pictures of having brands from Abraham Lincoln because they left a penny on their seat on accident. And when they sat down, the penny successfully branded onto their leg.
Oh, what fun.
Goodness.
What fun. So,
But if you
Nathan,
have a bug bite, it feels incredible.
on the penny too, or?
No. I've avoided the penny thing. I'm not trying to,
Oh, okay.
not trying to get that burnt.
Okay, well, that's good. You have to have some standards, But Nathan, how have you been doing since 4 years ago, since you were on with us? And I know that a lot has gone on in your life since then. But
Wow. 4 years ago. Okay, we did
do a
America's
quick
Got Talent.
summary because I think they both have questions about some stuff. But just
Perfect. Yeah, we'll
just
do the
a
quick
summary.
summary.
Yeah.
We got through the quarterfinals of America's Got Talent, got eliminated, went to, I think the only place open at the time was California Pizza Kitchen. We were sitting there eating, going, oh no, our lives are over. What's going to happen? And the next day we woke up to multiple emails from France's Got Talent, Tu Si Que Vales, Georgia's Got Talent, and a couple other talent shows. And within 48 hours, we were boarding planes to Europe to do all of those shows. So we went to Paris, we went to Rome, we went to Marseille, we went to Tbilisi, Georgia. We flew back through Istanbul and Ibiza and then came back to LA and then started making regular trips to Europe to do the semifinals, quarterfinals of those shows. Traveling with 55 pounds of weights, 2 35-pound barbells is not the most ideal way to travel, let me tell you, but it does make for a lot of very funny conversations. What do you have in here, weights? Yep. Huh? Is how it usually went. And after that, we did the Ellen show, we did the Huckabee show, we did a couple other shows around the United States. We still perform here and there. We did some NBA halftime shows. That was really fun. And then we started throwing movement festivals, teaching other people acro and stuff like that. James and I ended up moving to Las Vegas. The two of us kind of split off from the group because we were doing hand-to-hand together. We opened for artists like Kylie Minogue, Christina Aguilera, Jason Derulo, Nile, Rodger, the list goes on. And we were performing at that venue. That version of our show closed. James went to Awakening and was crushing it out there for the last year, and I have been gigging all around. Right now, I am doing the Backstreet Boys after party on Saturdays, and then, as we all know, Mr. USA at the end of the month.
That's nothing. I don't know why I thought you were really busy. I mean, that's just that's nothing.
Oh, yeah, and then I was back into Tu Si Que Vales, the Italian talent show, in June, doing a solo hand balancing act as well.
Oh, see, now that makes all the difference in the world right there, Nathan. Now, yeah, you are busy. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I will admit it now. I'm just, I'm going to go with Liz first if she's got something that she wants to expound on or expand or.
No, actually, I have a question. I come from a medical background.
Okay.
And I know that as a teenager, you broke your back.
Yep.
And I also know some of the stuff that you do, especially now you've gotten a tad bit older than being a teenager, and the
30.
immense stretching and some of the other stuff. Do you still take care of your back and do certain routines for that to still keep it in top condition? Or
Yeah, let me tell you. So, broke my back at 16, spondylolisthesis all the way through both sides of L4. Took about a year to recover from. They wanted to put me in the traditional Boston back brace for at least a year. I said, absolutely not going to happen. I'm never going to do that. I went to a better specialist and he goes, yeah, so we're really supposed to put you in the brace, but I know if I put you in that brace, you're just going to take it off and not listen to anything I say. And I go, you are absolutely right. And he goes, I'm going to be serious with you for a second. If you adhere to these guidelines and do these exercises and do your physical therapy 3 times a day, we can leave you out of the brace, but you have to be smart about it. You have to check in. So that's what I did. I did physical therapy 3 times a day on my own every day. And while I was doing gymnastics, I would do my physical therapy at least twice a day. I'm still doing it minimum 1 time a day. There's this thing called the Roman chair, which is you put your feet in it and you bend over and then you lift your back extensors like you see that one at the gym. That is what I have in my house. I'm at an Airbnb right now because my other house is being demolished. Well, the pipes are all messed up and everything. But normally in my living room, I have one of those and I do it every morning and every night, at least once. I do all of my back physical therapy. With regards to the flexibility and the hand balancing, my back has never felt better and my body has never felt better than now when I've started hand balancing, because if you look at what we're doing, I'm articulating my back into the end range of motion in every single skill. However, none of it is passive. Since I have to hold my legs, hold my body, keep everything engaged, my spine is the strongest it's ever been at every extreme range of motion.
that's amazing. I'm kind of glad to hear that. And I hope this is one of the things, because I know you're also involved in another program, the Project Impact program. I hope that's one of the things that you carry forward and help encourage other people to be doing the same thing regarding their injuries or other things going on. So
100%. Across my platforms, I have a couple fitness apps. I have another app, Passes, that is up. And I'm always trying to tell people, it's not the end. Just because you break, it's not the end. I had a hernia surgery at 2, hernia repair at 5, internal varicocele repair 15, 16, broke my back at 16, destroyed my shoulder at 12, dislocated my ankle more times than I can count. I had a torn LCL when I was 21, I believe, and recently had a barbell dropped on my head. That was not good. My neck's still healing from that one. But you can go through a lot and repair your body. It's just consistency. It's if you have to do your PT every day, and it's only 10 to 15 minutes. It's less than the shortest episode you can find on Netflix to invest in your body and your health. It's not that hard. And I put up the shoulder rehab that I have, the back rehab that I have, how to roll out, how to use a foam roller, how to stretch, and do all of it at home without having to go anywhere. So I share this information and I'm constantly telling people to do it. I have one person in Texas who had frozen shoulder and she couldn't put her arm up over her head, couldn't even put up her own hair. And just by using a TheraBand, a simple TheraBand, she was doing all the shoulder PT I've been doing since I destroyed my shoulder. And within a couple months, she was putting her hair up on her own. And she'd been trying all of these different things to fix it. But at the end of the day, they talk about where you're from medical, you know, the difference between mobility and stability. Which one is it? Is it blocked, or is your body not letting you do it because it's not stable enough? Most of the time, it's because there's a massive imbalance in your body. And once you fix that, your body's going to let you go where you need to go.
exactly. I'm glad you shared that more, so the rest of the audience and stuff can hear that and understand it. I will have more questions for you later, but I'm going to kick it to Marsha because I know she's got questions too.
Yeah, thank you. For those of people who really don't know much about your background, you trained as a gymnast or very young. You started very young, I understand. Maybe even before high school?
Oh, no.
Way earlier.
I started gymnastics. I was 2.5 years old in the mommy and me class, and the team coach saw me and said, when he's 3, I want him. And I'm still very close with that coach. I'm very close with her kids because she had her kids when I was like 14 or 15. So they feel like my little sisters. They were raised with me. I was raised with them, and we're very, very tight. But no, gymnastics from 3 years old till when I retired at 24 and went to Cirque. So I don't really know life without gymnastics. I don't remember learning a handstand. I was probably 4. So this has been my whole life, and I have 0 regrets with it. You know, when people go, oh, what about your social life? What about this? You mean after school, in high school, when everyone goes, oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I was chasing my dreams and flipping and twisting and going places. It was taking me traveling. It set me up to live a life that I absolutely adore. It set me up to go to Cirque du Soleil and America's Got Talent and all of these things. And yeah, did I miss a lot of hangouts in high school? Maybe. Was I also performing in professional programs in high school? Absolutely. And those memories are ones I would never trade for anything.
When you were in gymnastics, were there veterans and people that you look to? We always think about Olympians and when we think about gymnastics. Were there particular gymnasts that you admired and looked to?
That's an interesting one. I've never been somebody who gets starstruck easily. Alexei Nemov was one I looked up to a lot. He was a Russian gymnast. Actually, he was around long time ago. He might have been even a Soviet gymnast, but his thing was just, he was beautiful. His lines were flawless. It was elegant. He presented himself in a way that was just beautiful. I was never one of those guys that did the absolute hardest tricks out there. I didn't do the hardest skills. I did the almost hardest skills perfectly. That's what kind of made me who I am. And it's also one of the things in my performing. I like to just give a beautiful performance. And Alexei Nemov really, really did that. Then as I got older, the gymnastics community is so small. I'm friends with tons of the Olympians from our country, from other countries. And yeah, you look up to them and they inspire you, but it's not as much of an idolization because they're your friends. You respect them. You do look up to them and you aspire to be like them, but there's not that idol status that a lot of other sports get because Olympic gymnasts are very humble and very kind. And you'll just find them sitting with the kids at lunch at summer camp talking about their skills. So there's less of that them versus us, and we're all in it together, just trying to better the sport.
And let me say also that you're pretty tall for what we would consider a gymnast, and I've heard your stories about that. Tell us.
You know, it would take me a little bit of time to find the picture right now, but I was rotating, I believe it was 2022. I was at technically it would be trials for the Olympic trials, so national team tryouts, and I was rotating with the Olympic Training Center guys because I was the only guy from my gym, so you know they slot you in whatever rotation you have. And I'm standing next to some former Olympians, a lot of Olympic hopefuls, and my dad snaps this picture and is just laughing out of his chair because it looks like I'm standing on a box. Everyone else is there, and it's just head. Nathan, I have broken floors. I have broken springboards.
Wow.
I'm 180 pounds. Most gymnasts are not 180 pounds.
No, they're not.
The same equipment. I don't get more springs than everybody else. I just break it. So, yes, very large for a gymnast. And at the time, it was very frustrating because gymnastics was my life and it was my goal. And then when I started performing, my dad pointed out something. Sorry, smaller people in this world. My dad goes, you know how much more performer they're getting when they hire you? And I go, what are you talking about? Because my dad makes being a big guy jokes all the time. He's 280 pounds, 5'11". And he goes, when I look on stage, I can see you. I have bad eyesight. If you're 5'2", you literally take up less of the stage. Stage presence is a big thing. And small people can very much command an audience. But there's just more of me on stage. And my dad goes, it just looks bigger. It's kind of like if you watch a skateboarder do a cool trick, for some reason, we don't find it as impressive as when someone like backflips a dirt bike. The bigger the thing that you're on, you can do a simpler thing and it looks crazier just because there's more of it. So while I was frustrated about my size when I was younger, now I am incredibly grateful.
Yeah. Well, I have more, but Michael, did you want to?
Yeah, let's talk about kind of what got me saying, I think Nathan might want to come on again. You have entered into the Mr. USA contest. How did that come about?
That came about because
you were bored, didn't have anything to do.
No. I'm trying to remember how it started. It's just something that I've been interested in branching out into other forms of entertainment, because everything has a lifespan. And even with hand balancing, I can go probably till in my 40s or 50s and still perform hand balancing and be successful. But some of the other disciplines, tumbling, for example, I don't trust my Achilles anymore. My body still has the power, but if you're not tumbling every day, all the tension on your connective tissue, it's not going to be as strong, but I can still generate as much power. So when you tumble, it's like, is today the day? Am I going to hear that pow? And as my Achilles, and that's just not worth it. But hand balancing is so slow and controlled that I think I'll be able to do that one for a while. But I always try to branch out. I always try to find different things. So when I discovered Mr. USA, I stumbled into modeling on accident in the beginning of COVID because the girl I was talking to was a model. She said I should do it. And I was like, you know what? Sure. I've never been, how do I put this without sounding like a terrible person? I've never been super fulfilled by the actual act of modeling, which is why I pursue performing as hard as I do. Because one of the phrases that I live my life by is be proud of what you've earned, be grateful for what you've been given. I earned my hand balancing capabilities. I earned my gymnastics capabilities. I worked very hard. I cried a lot. I was in pain a lot, and I worked hard for it. This, I got lucky with my parents. So while I'm very grateful for it, and I'm going to use it to my advantage if I can stand there and get paid to have people take pictures of me, but I don't base my worth on what I look like because I didn't earn it. And in my opinion, to get true fulfillment in anything that you've done and a good sense of self, you got to be proud of what you've earned. Because if you're just proud that I'm proud that I have black hair, but I didn't do anything to get it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So with Mr. USA, it was not just modeling. What happens is it gives me a platform to try to spread the messages that I want to spread. Some of those are wear sunscreen. The other ones are just move first thing in the morning. I have the morning challenge on my apps and I share it with everybody everywhere because I don't think things should be gate kept. If I didn't have to pay rent and have bills, I wouldn't charge for any of my apps. When people say they can't afford it, everybody listening, whatever, go in, take the free trial, screen record everything, steal it, get out of there. If it can make you healthier and you can't afford it, just do that. You can steal my information if it makes your life better. But the morning challenge is 1 push-up, 1 sit-up, 1 squat on the first day. Add 1 each day until day 30, and you're doing 30 push-ups, 30 sit-ups, 30 squats. And then you just continue that for the rest of your life. It's super simple. It takes a few minutes in the morning, and it becomes a habit. As soon as your feet hit the bed, hit the ground out of bed, 1 push-up, 1 sit-up, 1 squat. And it doesn't seem like much. And the next day it's 2. And when you slowly load that up, it doesn't really feel like you're doing that much. Now, at the end of the day, if you went through a whole calendar year, you started on January 1st and did 1, how many of each do you think you've done by the end of the year?
A lot. I'm not even going to add that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that math.
10,000.
I'm not Rodger.
How many?
It's close to 10,000.
Wow.
I'll double check so I make sure I'm not lying. But if we go 30 times, let me clear this, 30 times 335. Yeah, so even if you skip the 1 through 30 and you just do 30 of anything for 335 days, you're at 10,050.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A day. It's really not that much though. It's really not that much. And at the end of the year, you've done 10,000 push-ups, 10,000 sit-ups, 10,000 squats without even realizing it. And you've achieved your first goal of the day. So you're going to get that little dopamine, serotonin bump into your brain. And you're going to continue along a healthy addiction, which is getting things done. Because if you start, you're going to spiral the wrong way. But if you start with something successful, your brain's going to keep telling you to do more things that you're supposed to do. But circling all the way back, I want to be able to spread these kinds of things. And I realized that building social media, doing things like Mr. USA allows me to have more reach and share simple things like this that will allow completely regular people to achieve 10,000 of push-ups, sit-ups, and squats at the end of the year. When if you came to me and told me you wanted me to do 10,000 of each of those by the end of the year, I'd say absolutely not. And I work out for a living 4 to 5 hours a day so I can do what I do. And that number still sounds daunting, but 30 a day doesn't sound that bad at all.
It's better hearing it that way. I agree. I just posted in the chat room, if you would like to vote for Nathan, please do. As Nathan said before we went on air, please don't pay. He doesn't like you to pay for the votes. Please just do the one free vote a day. He would appreciate that greatly, and so would we. We also have the link on our ndbmedia.net's webpage if you want to go there. But
for the record, I do have supporters and followers who have told me they bought votes, and I'm very grateful and I very much appreciate it. And I'm never saying if you wanted to, don't. I'm just not asking you to spend any of your personal money to move me forwards in something that's not going to benefit you.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it. You always say it the better way. I listen to your podcasts a lot when I do catch them, but recently I've been a lot more busy and I haven't been able to sneak in and catch you. But
it's all good, lightweight guy.
I know. See, I told you knew me.
that actually takes me to another point. I'm sure you have questions, but people need to feel seen, and I do have a very good memory when it comes to recall. If you've seen my lives, you probably noticed that anyone who comes through with, they can send badges, which is just, little monetary support things that come through Instagram. And it highlights the name when it comes through. And so far, I'm 100 for 100 on recognizing when somebody new has bought one or if someone has already been there. And it's about caring and remembering people who help you do what you do. I know some other influencers like, dude, nobody bought badges from me, or I got this sucker that's bought badges. And I'm like, dude, these people owe you nothing. When people get all high and mighty based on how many people follow them, it just pisses me off. The more success you have and the more people that follow you, the more you owe everything you have to all of these people. I wouldn't be able to live the life that I'm living if these people didn't follow me, and each and every one of them is important. So I try to make sure that they're seen and use my platforms to make sure that people feel seen, because that is the biggest issue, I think, that's plaguing the mental health of this country and the world right now, is everybody feels alone. We have social media and we're all talking and you see everything everywhere, but social media is just a social amplifier. So if you have no friends, you're going to be reminded not just that you don't have that many friends, but you're going to be reminded of how many friends other people have. You're just exposed to everything. So I like to make people feel seen. I like to try to remember usernames. That's why I don't use AI bots ever to reply to any comment. I do have quick texts that help me reply to comments faster, so I can put in a couple letters and it'll pull up the phrase that I wanted to say. But that's not disingenuous. That's just like the court reporters that can hit 3 things and pull a whole sentence out. It's always me replying to my comments. It's always me replying to my DMs. I'm never going to use a bot.
And I appreciate that, because I've noticed that you don't. And I have run in, getting guests for the show that I can tell the bots.
Oh, yeah.
And, and I never get past the bots, which is a shame. Looking. Yeah, they don't. But since I stole Liz's question.
What'd you steal?
The only one I gave you just a few minutes ago about the Mr. USA thing.
I don't know if you guys are in a separate chat talking behind my back, so I just had to
Well, there is one, and there is, if you notice, she posted, says you did my question.
I did. I saw that one.
Yeah, that was the question. And so I'm going to go to Liz now, so she can get revenge and steal my question.
Liz, I'm
pretty
listening.
much. Actually, one thing I wanted to comment real quickly is I agree 100% with you regarding answering back and having somebody feel seen. I run one of the largest fan sites for a show that's being done, and for the last 3 years, almost 4 years now, for every person that's come in, I individually take time to welcome them and make it their own individual thing, and so they are seen and represented. And I do know the names, and I appreciate other people doing that.
That's wonderful.
But the couple of questions I have for you is, one, let's say, because it's 2025 now, so let's go back 5 years. What? Okay, well, it'll be easy. What in the last 5 years do you think has directed your life? So there been some big event that's redirected your life from what it was before 20?
Wow. Before 2020, my goal was to be in Cirque du Soleil. That's what I knew I wanted to do when I first stepped on stage at 8 years old, and retired from gymnastics, signed with Cirque. Everything was going amazing. We were about to have our world premiere. COVID shut the world down, and I was confused. I looked around. I tried to figure out what was going on. I had a couple followers on social media. I had made the biggest mistake of my life the October prior, because I was at Creation with Cirque du Soleil. This company that I had never heard of reached out saying, hey, we'll give you $500 a month to post a video every day, and we'll promote you on our platform and push you to be one of our creators. And I was like, I'm busy. TikTok. Oops. But
Yeah.
but mainly what's driven me is I started doing social media, and I started being able to connect with more people, and realized that through sharing authentic, genuine life with people, others can experience things that they wouldn't have experienced otherwise. I found that everyone was always posting their success stories. Everybody was always posting their perfectly curated moments. I post funny curated moments, but I also post fails, because when I was a kid, I thought the perfect people were always perfect. I thought what you post is what's happening. And just because we know now that's not true, there's a new crop of kids, there's a new crop of athletes, there's a new crop of everything showing up all the time. And that's something that we forget in our lives, because you're only 20 once, you're only 22 once, you're only 15 once. But every year, every second, there's a whole new batch of people that are stepping into that same spot that you were, feeling just as lost as you were, looking to the places that you are now. And I realized that I can be someone that says, hey, look, maybe I used to feel this. And they go, that's what I'm feeling. But this is where I am now. This is how I got out of it. This was the process that I went through. It's not going to be the same for you. You might be able to find something helpful in what I'm sharing. But I just want people to know that we all struggle. Just because someone has a decent face doesn't mean they look in the mirror and love themselves. I struggle with body dysmorphia. I struggle with self-image. I struggle with self-worth. I struggle with all of that. But if I'm just online pretending that everything is perfect all the time, like a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that, curate your page how you want, but I want to be genuine and authentic to the point where, yeah, if I'm struggling, I tell you I'm struggling. If I feel ugly, I'm going to tell you that, because everyone goes through it. It's important to not feel alone. And especially as, it's so weird to say like as like a public figure now or something, but I do have a platform. I do have a following. So as somebody that a lot of people look up to, if they go, wow, well, if he's going through that, I guess I'm not that much of a loser for feeling it. If he's struggling with this, well, I guess it's okay that I'm struggling with that. And I just want people to not feel alone.
No, I appreciate that. The other question I had for you is, I know that you have a new act that you're working with in Vegas at the moment. And I wanted to ask you, how much time do you do between conception of what you're going to be doing through to when it is stage performance opening night ready? How much time and practice is that?
That's a tough question, because, for example, the show O took 2 years of creation for them to make. Under the Same Sky, the show that I was on, we moved to Montreal in September. We were going to debut in April, and we were working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week on the show. For me personally, this last act, it's hard to say, because I was training hand balancing all the time. And when I would train, I would find all these good songs and playlists, and I would just create sequences and play with this and that. And as you do it, it's kind of like improv dance. You kind of know what's going to flow which direction. And then finally, when you settle on a song, then you figure out what goes into it. So once I settled on Pillowtalk, it probably took me a couple days to really put it together the way I wanted. But the act has been evolving ever since then, because once it gets to where, okay, it's going like this. No, I want to change that. No, I want to change that. So I would say you're never really done creating your act. I performed it for a week at the Plaza in Vegas. And then today I realized there was a little transition that I could do that would make it better. So I changed that. But It really depends. James and I, with our hand-to-hand act, it took us over a week to put it together. Other acts are going to take months to put together. It really just depends because, like I said, with hand balancing, I have all the puzzle pieces from my training. I just figure out what I'm going to slot here, there, and everywhere. If you have no hand balancing training whatsoever, it's going to take years. If that makes sense at all.
No, it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. And thank you for that answer. Marcia, I'm going to toss it to you because I still have a couple more, but they're more on the weird side.
The weird side. Let's
go.
Well,
we're known for that now, Nathan. This new show of mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Marcia.
Your hands take a beating because you do a lot of hand work and a lot of. So, what do you do to specifically take care of your hands? And I'm also looking for, do you use special oils or what do you do to take care of those? Because I've seen your stuff, and sometimes that's all the contact you have.
Every answer I'm going to give you is going to piss you off right now. My hands have never felt better in their life. The abuse that my wrists and body took with 22 years of gymnastics at the elite level. Everyone was, when I first wanted to be a hand balancer about a little over 2 years ago, when I got cast at the show out here in Vegas, I was not a hand balancer. I did not have my own canes. I'd never put an act together. I was not good. I told them, they hired us for hand-to-hand, and I said, look, they wanted me to do hand balancing. They said, will you be able to do it in 5 months? I said, absolutely. I will train 4 to 5 hours a day. And everyone says, that's impossible. You're going to destroy your wrist. Your hands can't take that. Compared to pommel horse and parallel bars and the abuse my wrists took in gymnastics, my wrists are less swollen than they've ever been. When I was in gymnastics, it was like this. They were swollen. They were huge. Now I can almost get my fingers around my wrist. But my wrists, I spent my whole life preparing them for that. So my hands feel better than they ever have because it's a very gentle put down and grab when I'm hand balancing as compared to gymnastics where I've broken all my fingers. They're all crooked and bent and go every which way now. So my hands are fine. As for what I put on my hands before I hand balance, I take pine sap.
Oh, like baseball bat. Okay.
Yep. I take pine rosin. I have a edible, what is it? It's I think it's an edible pine rosin that I use because it smells good and I like clean things. And I have a problem biting my fingers sometimes before I perform if I'm nervous. So I wanted to have an edible food grade rosin that I used. And I just take that and I put it in a sock. And then I tie off the sock. And I just smack the sock into my hand and the sap comes out. And I go like this. And when I'm done, my fingers will kind of stick together. But the beauty of the rosin is if you happen to sweat, it gets stickier. If you use oil, you're done for. There was one performance where the dancers, they take my canes out on the stage and put them there, and then I get to make the grand entrance. That's so funny to me. And I went to press up, and one of my hands just started sliding because the dancers are obviously covered in lotion and oil. And I was very specific that do not touch the top of the canes. You can grab it by the post, put it in. If you touch the top, I'm going to die. And as I started to press up, I was like, oh, God.
Oh, no.
I stayed balanced. I made it through the routine, but it's just I'd rather it be safe.
Wow.
Well, some of your you've done so many fun tricks and things that on your one of my favorites is when you laid out some clothes on your bed in a pattern and then you jump into it and the next thing you know in a second the clothes are on you. Now whose idea was that particular video?
Man, trying to figure out whose idea is anything anymore is wild. I did that one in Tampa in 2021.
Oh, wow. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I was in Tampa doing a photo shoot for Dick's Sporting Goods, and I had time to kill in the hotel room. And there's always trends going around everywhere, and it's always impossible to figure out who started it. A lot of it, that one started, I think people were throwing clothes onto themselves. Like you'd have no shirt, someone would throw the shirt onto you, and as it hit you, you would cut the frame. And I always have to put my own little flexibility, weird twist on something. So I was like, well, what could I do that would be funny? Let's just jump into a pancake split on the bed. Ooh, let's put the clothes there, and then there it goes. So I should make another one of those soon.
Very fun. And another is I've seen you do some underwater which is very interesting to me because I have a adoration for mermaids. So I was hoping that maybe you kind of do some kind of mermaid thing under.
I did post a mermaid video. I was wearing a mermaid
Okay, I
tail.
didn't go far enough. All right.
Yeah, I was wearing a mermaid tail. My friend jumped on my back, put I forget what it was, like a piece of cloth around my neck, and then I went swimming through the water with her standing on my back surfing me.
All right, I'll have to look for that. You have so many videos. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah, Instagram's weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right now, my engagement is at an all-time low. Other times, millions and millions of views. You never really know. And that's one thing to remember if you're posting on social media or you're just starting. Just because it's not working does not mean there's anything wrong with your video. I've posted the same video, and sometimes it gets no views and sometimes it gets a lot of views. It's the algorithm. It's what people are doing. It's what's trending. It's what audio. It's how people are just feeling. So what I always do is I post what makes me happy. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm only trying to curate a following of people that want to come along with me on this journey that I call life. I'm not doing this for anybody else. I'm doing it to inspire. I'm doing it to hopefully make people happy and make people smile, but I'm never going to do something that I don't want to do just to get views. It's not who I am.
One question that I had as an observer and a person who likes fitness but is not even in the realm of what you do. What I noticed is that you also talk about people who aren't really fit, and that you can, as a personal trainer, you work at the level at which they find themselves.
Yes, absolutely. There's one thing that I really love helping fit people get fitter, but not really. If someone's in shape and they want to come train with me and they want to play with me, that is fantastic. But if you're already fit, if you're already doing great, if I can help you with a skill set like hand balancing or flips or flexibility or something like that, I'm super down. But that's not going to make a change in this world. I'm looking for the people that are at home and scared to go to the gym, don't know what to do. And that's what my apps focus on, is at-home body weight workouts with little to no equipment. I say little to no equipment because a TheraBand is always helpful, just a stretchy band. It's what I use for all my physical therapy. You can use it for curls and overhead presses, and it can roll up into a ball about this big. You can put it in your backpack when you travel. That and a foam roller is pretty much, and the floor is pretty much all you need to get into shape. Once you get to my level of fitness and strength, sometimes I need weights to really fatigue certain things, because to get your muscle to fatigue, you're gonna need heavier things sometimes. But that's why I just use my body. Like, I don't need to overhead press 180 pounds. I can just kick upside down and start doing handstand push-ups. So that's why body weight is really functional and it's really helpful. I understand gym intimidation. I'm scared when I go into a new workout facility. It's scary. People are staring at you, or you're doing here and you don't know where things are. It's nerve-wracking. So I want to help people get fit at their home.
That's really cool. I appreciate that. Michael?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Liz. I think she's got those ready for those wonderful questions that she's got.
I can't wait.
Yeah, actually, in a way, it kind of ties in a little bit with your mermaid. I know that you pretty much grew up around Santa Cruz, Monterey Bay area.
Yep.
I did a lot of fishing and scuba diving all in that area as well. And believe me, the water it can be, 90 degrees surface. You go down in that water, you about freeze your behind off. But I noticed that you like to fish as well. I've got to ask you, what is your favorite fish? Because mine happens to be hamachi.
See, that used to be my answer. I grew up in Santa Cruz, kayak fishing with my dad all the time. Carmel, Big Sur, Stillwater Cove, everywhere around there. Then one day we were fishing and the water was crystal clear because it was Monterey and you could see, 40 feet. The rest of the world, that's not great, but Monterey, that is absolutely wild. And I could see his lure and I could see the little blue rockfish swimming up to it, and they were just swimming up and swimming away. And that's when I started free diving, because I said, hey, the fish are here and I want to swim, and I want to be more active too. Just sitting and fishing, sometimes I get a little crazy because I have way too much energy. So I've also dove out there my fair share. And yeah, the coldest I ever recorded on my watch was 46 degrees when I hit the thermocline around 65 feet down. I surfaced from that dive and my lips were blue after only about 2.5 minutes of being down. So yeah, it's cold. Hamachi is one of my favorite fish, but my favorite fish, hands down, sardine.
Oh, I love sardines, but I wouldn't call them my favorite. And
Ooh,
also
wait,
I
have you ever caught one? Instantly filleted it, dipped it in shoyu and wasabi, and eaten it, because raw sardine is just hamachi better.
Ooh, okay, that'll have
They
to
spoil
try.
in about 2 hours, so it has to be caught and
Yeah.
eaten on the boat pretty much, but that one's my favorite.
Okay, I'll have to try
Or
that. I will.
a fresh scallop.
Oh my God, yes. Or fresh abalone. It's
Can't
done
do
right.
that anymore. That's illegal.
I know, but I'm older
So we
than
shouldn't
you.
talk about that, right?
No, we can't, because we definitely did it back when it was legal. And
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you did it last week. That's why.
No. I have never broken
Let's
any
make that clear.
rule.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have always adhered to all AFG guidelines and had all of my licenses up to date. My dad actually got me a lifetime fishing license when I was 16.
Did he really?
Which
Good for
very
him.
few of them exist, and very few people and agents have even seen them. But we did the math, and even if there was no inflation or price raise on the lifetime license, if I fished until 27 or 28 years old, I would be fishing for free after that. So the best 16th birthday present ever was a lifetime license from my dad.
Wow.
That is cool. I have two things that I literally, one, you need to do this. You really need to do this to find an endorsement. You were doing to see if the pants would hold out longer than you, stretch wise or not.
Mhm.
You need to find a pair of pants that will actually handle the stretch, and then have the company that makes them do an endorsement. Because that was actually so funny, but good.
That's actually the first half of an endorsement deal I did, and that company does not pay me anymore, so I cut out the last part of that video.
Oh, no wonder. I am so sorry for you for that.
She thought she had something.
Oh, you did. You did. And while it worked, it was phenomenal.
Yeah. And don't ever try to have barbell weights roll over you. That was not a smart move.
Listen, okay. So that was a trend. And I was like, I'm definitely flexible enough to do this. And a lot of people think that the thing that happened in the video was a setup. Nope, that was genuine. That hurt. And that was
Yeah. Don't do that again.
Didn't think that one.
No.
A lot of
There are
times I just get excited. I get excited. I see something. I'm like, oh, I can try that. And then I'll forget about basic anatomy.
You're like a happy little puppy. Or guppy.
Yeah. Many times I've been described as an emotional support puppy for people.
Yeah, I can see that with you.
But I also, I require the maintenance of a puppy sometimes, because I also get sad and I need love, and then I'll just curl up in your lap.
That's fine. Michael, I'm going to throw it back at you.
Okay. Nathan, I have seen your videos over the last 4+ years that, I've been following you and doing. How do you keep coming up with new things to do when you're on an airplane?
That's, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, what everything comes down to is my page is genuine, and I'm just an ADHD weirdo with too much energy. I just do stuff. Most of the time when something is filmed, that's not the first time it happened. It's I did something, realized people were like, what is wrong with this kid?
Mm-hmm.
Or I do something and my dad goes, you should film that. I'm like, okay, I'll do it again. I'm always doing weird things. I never sit normally. I'm never doing anything normally. And that's part of what I did with my brand and my whole presence online. My ex, from when you first met me,
Mm-hmm.
she curated this image online, which, again, I have no problem with. But she was always, worried about burnout. And, it's hard to make these videos. And I think you remember the app that I was releasing at the time. And
Yes.
she was very professional about the whole thing. And I admired that. She would get her makeup done, her hair done. She would put the cameras up and make sure everything was filmed perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
For my morning challenge, I rolled out of bed. My head was like this. I was wearing my pajama bottoms. And my thought process was, if I'm asking you to do this first thing in the morning, I might as well film it first thing in the morning. And
I thought that was that made me feel so much better.
Yeah.
Because I was look like that, or worse, actually. Actually, you look better than I did, to be perfectly blunt.
Yeah, so I've made my page not gymnastics, not circus, not performing. My page is me. I live a weird, different life than most Americans. I'm blessed to live it. And I might as well share it, because whenever someone asks me about my life, they go, wow, that's odd. Tell me more.
Yeah.
So I want to share that and show people all the different possibilities that life has. And one thing that's always going to be the case, my mom told me when I was younger, if you never lie, you never have to remember anything. And that one stuck with me. So when I made my page and I was, figuring out who I'm going to be online, if I'm just myself, I never have to get into character. If I'm just myself, I never have to worry about this or that or showing up.
What did I say him? What did I say to them? Did I say this? Did I say, yeah.
Oh, did you tell him that?
No, I've experienced that with other people that we've had on. So,
yeah. Do you know how hard it would be to keep up a whole character for an entire interview?
Oh yeah.
Or how hard it would be for the entirety of the Miss USA competition for a week?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to work that hard. I'm me. Just be you.
Yeah. And speaking of that, so if I get this right, the top 20 that have gotten votes are going to a live place and have do the rest of it, or am I wrong? I've been trying to figure out what it wasn't very clear. That's why I was asking.
From what I understand, I think all of us are going to LA and we're all staying in Hollywood and we are doing excursions and beach days and pool parties and whatever to showcase the sponsors through fashion and other stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
In the competition, there's the fashion wear, the formal wear, the talent portion, and the finale, I think. And I think the finale is the one that people can get tickets to on the 30th. You can use my name to get half off or something. And yeah, but I should probably figure out more of what's going on.
I tried to look online and I got confused. That's why I was asking you, see if you knew more than I did, because, I was thinking about heading out that way. And I was going I don't know what's really going on. So
I know the finals are on the 30th.
Of August, right?
August of this month. Mm-hmm. And I know that you can get half off of your ticket if you use the code Nathan, because they emailed that to me. So if you were going to come out anyways, save 50%. Woohoo!
That's even better, yeah.
And I think there's some competition for who can sell the most tickets to the finals. And I mean, if anybody from the show is watching this, I appreciate your need to make money, and I support you guys, and I've been having people vote, but I feel bad asking my people to spend money on. Anyways, I care about your competition and your company very much. But yeah, it's I don't know. They're going to find out very quickly that I'm just me.
You're you. I mean, you do, as you said, you don't make things up. You're genuine.
Yeah, the only thing, I mean, since this is not on Instagram, I have a little bit more of a potty mouth in person if I'm not on camera. It happens. I make little jokes here and there, and I say things because they're funny, and I'm 30. But I don't, and, I enjoy, we're on this podcast. I really enjoy scotch, but good scotch. My family, we went to Scotland last year and we went to the Macallan distillery and some other local small distilleries, and it was fantastic. But you have to enjoy responsibly and you have to be smart about it. And the reason I've kept all alcohol endorsements and swearing off of my social media is, especially on the big platforms, kids look up to you. There's a lot of kids that follow.
Yeah.
And I will not be the reason someone starts drinking. I don't want some kid to be like, oh, Nathan drank the beer, so I want to drink. No. If you happen to like it on your own and discover it, great. If you don't want to do it, great. Just everything in moderation. Take care of your health. Be smart about it. But those are the only two things that I think I would say are super different if you meet me in person. I had a lot of fans that would fly out to Voltaire when I was performing here in Vegas. And after shows, I would grab a drink, hang out with the crowd and all that. And I said, okay, besides the fact that, I have a little bit of a potty mouth and I have a drink in my hand, it's still me. And they all agreed.
Yeah, I tried to make it out to that, but I just couldn't do it. But I was mad too. But I was mad. I wanted to. But then by the time that I could, your show was over. Then I really got it. That was not your fault. I know that.
Tried my best. I had so many people coming out.
Oh, I know you did, and I was glad they were. I was glad you were getting some of your fans to come out and watch you.
It was such a great place to meet people too, because we were in this fun setting where I feel like home. And no offense to any of my fans watching, but I don't know, some of y'all could be scary. I've never met you before, so it was really nice for me to meet people from online in a venue where I have my own security. Like we had the whole security team. So
Yeah.
they were watching me like a hawk after shows when we would interact with the audience. And all I would have to do is go like this. They'd be there. So it was a really great place to meet people safely. Because individually, every fan that I've met has been absolutely incredible. And I even hate using the word fan because we're all friends. I don't know as much about you as you know about me, but I appreciate people using the word fan, but we're all just people. At the end of the day, we're all just people. You like a lot of the stuff I do. I don't know enough about each person that I've met to be like, yeah, you're a wonderful person. But from what I've gathered, each person that I've interacted with and everybody I've talked with, besides everybody that I've blocked, has been incredible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I really felt that you were very genuine when I met you online, for the first show that we did together 4 years ago. And, and I've kept up with you since then. So
yeah.
But I'm sure you've got other longer time people. I'm sorry, what was that?
Trading with the Christmas lights this year.
Oh, I didn't do any. I haven't done Christmas lights in a couple of years now. I still can't do them. I did too many Halloween lights this last year.
Yes, you did.
And do you know when I got them all back where they belong, Nathan?
Still haven't had
a month and a half ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right as it's time to put them back up again?
Pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm just going, I can't do that to myself again. I mean, it made me so mad. The living room was a disaster for 9 months.
I mean,
and it's like,
worth it.
Yes, it was worth it. I didn't win a prize this year, so last year, so I was not happy about that.
That means you got to do it this year.
Well, yes.
Got to double down.
Well, are you coming out to help me?
And the family room.
There you go.
See, and he avoids that question. Yeah, see, I know how it is.
I keep telling Michael, it needs to be seen from space. We need to see this house lit up from space.
My Christmas lights they could be seen from space.
I know, you said that.
Yes, but Halloween was always last.
Did you say I avoided a question?
Yes.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, that's not your excuse.
Yeah,
I said, are you coming out to help me?
Oh, am I coming out I would absolutely come out to help you. Why would I avoid that question? I'm not going to tell you
because you were smart. That's why. Oh man, you are so much fun. Marsha, I'll go back to you for final questions.
Well, it's so much fun that you don't take yourself so seriously. You made a comment about your people keep asking why you.
We lost you, Marsha.
Huh?
Your mic went out for a second.
Oh,
Start
okay.
your question
Can you
again.
now?
All right,
now it's good.
Okay. People were asking you why you didn't continue with gymnastics, and and you made a comment about your arm length.
Dude, I got short arms. I do. The weird part is I don't have a negative ape index. My shoulders are really wide, but if I sit up straight and I push my arms towards the floor without slouching, my hands don't touch.
Mm-hmm. And you used a dinosaur term.
T-Rex. My T-Rex arms. T-Rex arms.
I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's like that proud of what you've earned, grateful for what you've been given thing. Like I don't take myself that seriously. I logically understand the place that I'm in, and I understand that people find me attractive. So I have to make sure that I don't say things that put other people down, because if someone who's less fortunate looking hears me say I'm ugly, they might think, oh, what does he think of me? So I've had to learn that aspect of it. But like, I think it's funny that I'm in Mr. USA. Like, I'm going to take it seriously and respect the competition and all that. But my whole family, my whole friend group has just been making fun of me nonstop. Like, oh, who's the prettiest boy in the world? So I guess I'm trying, but don't take that seriously.
And I'll conclude my portion with, there was something that you said that I really liked. It was how you approach people taking care of themselves, and it's something like take care of it before it breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't wait till your car breaks down to get an oil change. So why are you waiting until your knees pop out to do your rehab? Why are you waiting until you need back surgery to go to Pilates? This is the only body you got. You can't just buy a new body. I mean, some people can, but most of us can't afford that. And even then, it doesn't always work that well. Oh, is that the Facebook page working finally? There's 2 of you. Let's go.
Yes, I got it working.
Yeah, run it back. We're doing it again. But yeah, no, it's really, really important to maintain and take care of your body. Take care of things before they break. Do your rehab. It doesn't take that long, and you're gonna feel so much better for it.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep that with me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Liz.
So get yourself a TheraBand.
I just have one final question. You have literally traveled in all sorts of, exotic places between, going to France, which is supposed to be some of the best food in the world. Here, of course, in a lot of places in the United States. You've even gone to Georgia. So here's the question. What place in any of the places, Spain, anywhere that you've been to, Scotland, what place have you found where you found your most favorite food?
All right, this one's going to take a second. The best burger I have ever had was at this little pub in Inverness, and I would fly back to Scotland right now if I had the money to go have that burger again. We went back again while I was there before we left. I was like, I need this again. With regards to Khinkali, that would obviously be in Georgia. There's just the massive soup dumplings that are like this big.
Yeah.
Those you cannot find anywhere else. There's this restaurant in New York City called Mama Chia. We went there on our way back from Scotland, I believe, and it was close, 60% of the way. But that was really good. There's a place in Vegas that has really good soup dumplings, but they're smaller. So the burger in Inverness is that one meal that sticks out in my head by far. I was in Singapore in April, and the hawker stalls were really cool, but there was not an individual one that blew me away. It was just the fact that you could get such a variety of them.
Yeah.
But if you ask me to remember any of those meals that I had, I actually can't specify one. Like the burger that I had in Scotland, I can tell you we were at the back table by the door. There was 2 little tables. We were sitting there. There was one guy working at the bar, 3 people over by the door. Like I remember that burger. And the restaurant in Georgia, it was down to the bottom of this little hill. We thought it was closed, but it wasn't. We went inside. They had all of these little colored drink options up on the bar. There was like 7 other people in there, 3 people working, and it was incredible. So those 2 meals I remember absolutely. And most of my other favorite meals are like the last time I remember my dad made me bacon before I went to Cirque du Soleil. That was a moment. It's like, you're going to be traveling around the world. It was like a real father-son talk. And he goes,
yeah,
you're going to be gigging. You might be on a cruise ship or you might find another show, but your room is always going to be here. You can always come home. I've always got your back. I support you. And that was a special moment.
That actually probably, in my mind, would have been my favorite because it's that bond that you have with, your parent, knowing you're always safe with him. You've always got a home.
Well, I had the burger with my dad too, so.
Well, it's not quite the same. He made you the bacon. You went out for the burger. So,
yeah, but like we went out to the burgers. So, I do a lot of trips with my family, me, my dad, and my brother, because my mom passed in 2017. So we like to make sure that we spend a lot of time with my dad, and we do a lot of family trips together. We never go more than about a month or 2 without seeing my dad. We'll either fly to him or he'll fly to us, or we'll go somewhere. We stay very close, and we have a family group chat that's just always going off.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And I wanted to say thank you so much for coming back and spending more time with us. You're an absolute delight.
Anytime I can find anytime you guys have an hour you want to chat, let's do it. It doesn't even have to be on a podcast.
Don't threaten us that way. We'll book up your time constantly.
Do it. See what happens.
Yeah.
So, Michael's nodding his head.
I'm nodding my head. Nathan is so easy to talk to. So.
Yeah.
But Nathan, I would really, I agree with Liz. So Marcia would say the same thing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming back. We would love to have you come back again.
Let's do it. Let's do September after Mr. USA.
Yeah, I'd love to. And hopefully you'll go on to World. I'm hoping. But you know, if you don't, I mean, the exposure is going to be nice.
Yeah, I have
for social media and other things, and I think they'll all just fall in love with you, and they go, why didn't he make it? Whatever. So, Who knows? Who knows? But
yeah, I have a couple shows that I'm talking to right now, and all of my contracts are, I will let you know what happens after August, because if Mr. USA goes well, the doors that are going to open from that
are great. Are great.
Yeah. So I don't want to be signed on any shows after August at the moment. So it's this waiting game. We'll see what happens after August.
Which is a pain. Which is a pain.
It's a luxury, dude. How great is that I am on hold? Like, I'm telling these shows, hey, I can't commit to coming in to perform for you because something awesome might happen in August. That is a luxury.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to think about it. It really is. It really is.
There's always something to smile about.
All right. Now, is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you'd like to talk about before we close?
I do have this thing that I launched. My friends have a clothing line, and I created a line with them that's very dear to my heart. This thing, it's a question mark with an X through it, and it stemmed from the fact that I was drawing a question mark on my hand here for a while because I went through it wasn't a bad breakup, because I still love and respect her very much and want nothing for the best but the best for her. And if anybody has a problem with her, you can get out of my life. But it's still heartbreaking to have to end a relationship for whatever reasons you have to. So I was drawing the question mark there to remind myself, just be curious, question things. What is open? And then I realized, don't question it. If I believe in something, do it. If I want to do something and it's right, do it. So then I just drew the X through the question mark every morning. I would draw a question mark and then put an X through it. And that's where this thing showed up. And then I was going to have "don't question it" written down the back of the shirt, but that's negative. And it has too much of a connotation of, the man being like, don't question it, do what you're told. So the line that I have down the back of this shirt just says, I believe in you, because that is the essence of what this symbol means, is I believe in you. It is the most powerful phrase that I can possibly think of. Whether you're saying it to yourself, whether you're saying it to someone else, or someone says it to you. I've been going through life, and most of my gymnastics career was about trying to prove someone wrong. And most of growing up, it'd be, somebody, oh, you can never get that. Watch me. And that's real motivating, but it doesn't put you in the best headspace. So there was this quote that I ended up doing on one live stream when I realized that I no longer wanted to live my life to prove people wrong. I wanted to prove those that believed in me right. And that's kind of where the I believe in you comes in. So rather than tell all of the naysayers, the bullies, the people that aren't nice to you, yeah, watch me, I'm going to do it. How about you turn to the people that support you, your parents, your friends, your partner, whoever it is, and prove them right. These people believe in you. These people love you. So why are you dedicating all this energy to proving people that don't like you, that don't care about you wrong, when you can actually turn around and prove the people that believe in you right? This result is going to be the same, but when you actually do it, those people are going to be proud of you. They're going to love you. They're going to give you the affirmation and support that you need. And guess what? When you prove the haters wrong, they just double down. So you're still going to be upset.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That is true.
Don't question it. I believe in you. And that's the message behind this shirt. And I wear it all the time because I look at myself in the mirror and I'm reminded, yeah, I got it. And the amount of people that will come up behind me, we were flying to Singapore and the stewardess was like, I believe in you. And I was like, I believe in you. It causes a lot of really cool interactions.
While you're spread, your legs on all three seats, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what your time crunch is. I don't have anything for the next but one thing I want to make perfectly clear that I don't put in my videos online because it takes too much time. So many comments. If you were in my flight, I would kick you out. You're so disrespectful. I get it. Because if I was just doing this unprompted, that would be heinous. Before every video that I have made online that involves anything unnatural on a plane, I have, to corporate watching, absolutely not talked to the flight staff about it and gotten approval. Because the first video that went super viral where Travis walks down, picks up my leg, shoves it into my face, and walks to the back of the plane.
I remember that one, yes.
The fact that people think that that's a genuine interaction that happened still blows my mind. Second, the first version we made of that video, which I have never posted because she would get fired, the stewardess did it because she thought it was so funny.
Yeah, she would get fired. You're right.
Well, she would get fired for shoving a passenger in the face. Yeah. But the first iteration of that video was because we were hanging out with the flight crew, making jokes of what they actually wanted to do when passengers leave their leg out. And I was like, yeah, crank it into the face. Like that would be so funny. We should do it. The press handstand on the plane. Stewardess approved. I've had stewardesses offer to film for me on the planes. Some of the videos where they're saying the flight crew hates you, you're a terrible person, was filmed by the flight crew.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask first, get permission, and
then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all of the ones I saw, were so funny. And then and then it would just go, I still can't believe he can stretch like that. And it just was like, wow.
Yeah,
but you've been doing it since 3. So yeah, see, there you go.
That's so annoying. Okay.
Well,
more than annoying.
You have a medical background, yeah?
Both of them kind of do.
Both of you. Are you guys familiar with Ehlers-Danlos?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the surgeries that I was talking about at 15, 16 were because it was varicoceles from my kidneys to, that other region.
Yeah.
And the veins were stretching out because the Wilmy valves weren't working. So I was negative on the spit test, one of the online spit tests for vascular EDS, but also it adds up that my veins would be stretching out, and both hernias, I'm assuming, were a result of that as well. Like my shoulder pops in and out, my fingers all dislocate, everything just kind of goes wherever it's going to go. But ironically, the person I met that kind of told me what Ehlers-Danlos was on AGT. And she said, basically, I think the only reason you're able to do everything that you do is because my coaches realized when I was 5 years old that I was incredibly unstable. They didn't know what EDS was. They didn't know anything else. But I went to posture correction when I was 5. And I've been doing prehab on all of my joints since I was 5 years old. I had a towel in front of the toilet, and I would sit down, and then we would do the toe scrunchers. I would write the ABCs with my feet in every class that I had throughout the day. We had TheraBands on the banister, and anytime I went up or downstairs, I was doing my shoulder rehab. I was doing the posture exercises against the wall. And I think because of that, yes, I live with chronic pain, and my ankles used to wake me up every morning at 5 a.m. when I was a child because they hurt, or all through my teenage years. And yeah, chronic pain is there, but I'm also functional. And so yeah, that's part of where the flexibility comes from. I also stretch every day and have been stretching every day since I was 3.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So there you go. See, I made you say longer, but oh well. But,
we can keep chatting. I don't care.
Well, I mean, it just depends. Well, we've got other things that we're having going on, but Nathan,
we're gonna go do those things. We'll talk later.
Well, we'll talk later. I really want you to come back, and I think Marcia and Liz would like you to come back. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, so we would love to
like
have
that.
them.
What are they gonna say? No.
Oh, I will.
They would. They would. Take my word for it.
The people.
It'd be crickets.
No, they tell it like it is, like you.
Perfect.
They will tell me. So, but anyway, Nathan, thank you for coming. Hopefully everybody out there vote for Nathan. You put up the other and see this we can do better.
Oh, see, now you know what I do because he watches my live streams.
Yeah, because you go this and then you go.
Yes, basically.
And the other, and he puts up the other.
No, Liz. What I do at the end of my live streams, because there's a little bit of a delay, I never want to leave without saying goodbye. So I put up my hand like this, and then I tell the chat to complete the heart when they see it, so that I know that they've seen me say goodbye. And until the hearts actually show up in the chat, I don't hang up.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
That
what he
way we
does. Every single one, he does it. Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just like, all right, I'm done. And then you were watching a live and someone's gone. Like, say good night, say good morning, acknowledge people. And that's one of my ways of doing it.
I like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's really cool, dude. So, thank you, Nathan, again for the 20th time that I've said. But everyone out there, take care. We've got podcasts coming up every single day for the next 3 or 4 days.
Whoa! Get it.
And twice on Friday.
And yeah, that's true. And twice on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. It's Saturday.
Yeah, twice on Saturday. So we're all having a good time. Everyone take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Good one.
Bye.